Another day, another dollar. How's it going, everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac, and I'm here with a video on Bullet Train, a movie that I watched like probably an hour ago. And I was talking to Reaper about it. It's a super cool movie, and I think I just gave away the rating for what I have right there. But so I actually been planning on watching this movie ever since I saw the memes spawning for it, which was just two guys staring at each other and then like slowly looking at them at what they were looking at, and I was just like, man, this movie looks kind of fire. I want to watch it. And now after watching it, I'm so ready to give my opinion on it. Like, so with the spoiler free stuff, let me just go right. Let me go into it. This movie is like an 8 point. Nah, it's an 8. It's an 8. I feel like it was great. It really captivated me, and I was just sitting there like, yo, this has some fire scenes, some fire action, some funny moments, some great acting, and just overall a great setting. But it wasn't like spectacular. I didn't feel like, oh my goodness, this is peak fiction. This is 10 out of 10. I felt like it was an 8 for sure. I feel like it was a good movie. I got some good laughs from it. I got some hype stuff from it. I got out like my eyes were glued to the screen. But it wasn't a 10 for me. I don't feel like it was that crazy for me to call it a 10. But it was good. Like, I don't want to undersell it. But let me specify this. This movie is super creative. Like, I can't say why it is in the spoiler free section, but for people who haven't watched this movie yet, the movie is called Bullet Train. You can assume what the movie is about. If you can't, then that's perfectly fine. That means that you're going in with a un like un untainted, or well, yeah, a not tainted lens, I guess. I'm trying to find a way to say it, but yeah, an untainted view. But it's creative. This movie is super creative with the way it uses the setting. I think it's fire. I think the characters that are on it too, like it's awesome. Brad Pitt is in this movie, and this is my first time actually seeing Brad Pitt in a movie. I think him and Angelina Jolie are married. I remember seeing that in South Park. But I really enjoyed his acting. I didn't think that I would enjoy seeing him in this movie this much because he is the main character, but I enjoyed it a lot. I really, huh? I don't remember if I'm the one that did this or not. Weird. But I really enjoyed seeing him in this, and I thought it was good. I thought it was a nice conclusion. Like, again, the actors in this movie, they have a lot of charm and a lot of personality, and they just really give the characters life. Like, and especially since this movie is made by 87 Productions, the same people that made like I think the first three movies of for John Wick. It really showed how good their action can be, how funny they can be, and just overall how cool they can be depending on what actors they use. Because Keanu Reeves, that man is John Wick. He's stone cold. He has some witty one-liners sometimes, but overall, not really emotional guy. Brad Pitt and all these people are they can show emotion. I think that's really cool. And like I'm not saying that Keanu Reeves doesn't have range. I'm just saying that the character he plays isn't meant to. So these characters are completely different, and I think that's perfectly fine. Like he's fitting the role that he needs to fill, while Brad Pitt fills his. And I just the fact that this movie is like 2 hours long, it at some points it felt like it was 2 hours long. On other points it felt like it was 20 minutes, because like the ending of it felt like it was like 5 minutes, while the first hour felt like it was, man, what's gonna happen next? And like in some instances it felt long, in other instances it didn't. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed my watch through this movie. But again, like when you see it, to me, it just didn't feel like it was a 10 out of 10. It was a good movie though. I just can't give it a 10. So, oh, actually, by the way, the scenery, the cinematography, I thought it was great. The action, I thought it was cool. Not the best I've ever seen, but it was fun. It was definitely fun to watch. And just overall, it didn't feel too short. I feel like the story, the best part, honestly. Like the story was definitely the best part of this movie, because once everything is pieced together, it's kind of like it's a mystery. It's generally a mystery as to what is happening on this bullet train. It's super cool. Like I genuinely enjoyed just seeing how this mystery was pieced together, what was happening, how it was happening, and the action conflicting with everything. Like, man, this movie, oh my gosh, it's so smart. Well, not smart. but it's smarter than usual. It's so cool. It was generally so cool. But yeah, so let me get into the spoiler stuff. So spoiler free section over. Spoiler stuff beginning. So the spoiler stuff isn't gonna be long or as long as I want it to be because it's almost 1 o'clock for me right now, and also I have my college class to go to tomorrow early in the morning, so I gotta end this quick so I can go to bed. But this movie, even if I wanted to explain it in the best way I could, it wouldn't make sense, and I would miss out on a lot of stuff. So let me just boil down the plot to the most reductive way possible. So you guys can watch the movie yourselves to see what really. Oh man, wow, corny. You guys can go watch the movie yourself to see what really happens. But this movie is a bunch of people are on a train, right? It's normal people, normal passengers, and then the rest of them are assassins. From what I can tell, there are five assassins. There's Ladybug, which is Brad Pitt. There's Lemon and Tangerine, which are the two guys in the meme that's been going around for this movie. There's the Prince, who she's actually a girl, and she uses that to her advantage. She's well, not she. There's Yuichi, who is actually here because somebody pushed his son off of a building, and now he's trying to find who did it. And there's Hornet. Hornet is a person who poisoned a cardiovascular surgeon. That comes into play later. So basically, all these people are on this train with a bunch of goals that kind of overlap, but not for similar reasons. And Ladybug is here for a briefcase. Lemon and Tangerine are here to guard this guy. His name is White Death. Like they're here to guard his son. His son is on the train. White Death isn't, and they're here to escort him and escort the briefcase that Ladybug is trying to steal. The prince is trying to kill White Death, and she's going to use Yuichi as a bait for it. And also, she was the one that pushed his son off of the building. The Hornet is just trying to kill people on this thing. I forgot why she was here. I forgot who exactly she was trying to kill. I don't remember if it was White Death or somebody else, but she was trying to kill people, and she was the one that poisoned the guy again, the surgeon. So she brought a snake onto the train, and you can actually hear it in the beginning of the movie where they show the escaped snake on TV. It's like, oh, somebody stole this snake, all this stuff, blah blah blah. And so all these people are converging onto this train, and it just leads to chaos, like pure pandemonium. Like the most people interact, or the people that interacted the most, excuse me, were Lemon and Tangerine with Brad Pitt, like Ladybug, and that's it. Like Yuichi and the Prince were kind of on their own for a good while until like the end of the movie. You have the Hornet, who didn't really get revealed until way later. You have Wolf, who kind of died as soon as he showed up, and it was because he was one of the people in his cartel who didn't get poisoned because somebody poisoned them and at his own wedding, and the person who did it was the Hornet, and he's trying to find who did it, and then they're on this train. The other person who was at the wedding who spilt wine on his suit was Ladybug, and he sees him first, and he's just like, "Yo, I'm gonna kill you, dog. You spilled wedding on my suit." And also, his wife is dead, so that's why like he's so vengeful. But it's so crazy, bro. It's literally so crazy because Wolf dies. Super cool scene. All this stuff. What I didn't explain for Ladybug was that he's actually here replacing somebody who's supposed to be here. His name is Carver. He's another assassin guy. Super crazy. But as the night progresses, more and more things happen. Tangerine dies, Lemon dies, Yuichi dies. So it just leaves Prince and Ladybug. And then Yuichi's father gets on the train, and he's just like, Yuichi isn't dead. Neither is the guy who you thought you killed. And so the prince just leaves because she's afraid of Yuichi's dad, and Yuichi's dad's name is the Elder. And what his thing is that he's actually here to kill White Death as well. And he's going to use the fact that everybody was on this train because he knows something is going up. So he's just over here trying to figure out what is happening, what is going to happen, what are we about to see. It is like He knows though. One thing's for sure, his son is not dead. And so they go to see him, and yeah, Yuichi and Lemon are not dead. Tangerine is though. And Lemon died before Tangerine, but then we find out he wasn't dead because he had a bulletproof vest. But Tangerine is dead. He's wholeheartedly dead. So God rest his soul, and it's because of Brad Pitt. Like he killed Tangerine. It's because Tangerine was about to kill the prince, but the prince just looks like a normal young girl, so they don't know that she's actually a horrible, corrupt person. So when Tangerine figures out that she is, Brad Pitt just so happens to show up and kill him. So it's unfortunate circumstance, genuinely unfortunate circumstance. But yeah, so there, it's Yuichi, it's uh, the Elder, it's Lemon, and it's Brad Pitt, aka Ladybug. The prince is gone, like she's actually gone. So White Death is waiting at the train station because his son is dead. Like Lemon and Tangerine couldn't keep their son alive, and it's because the person who killed their son, I just remembered, is Hornet, and she's dead. So he's also dead, and we find out later on that the prince is actually that guy's son, like, or excuse me, that guy's brother. They're related. So she's White Death's daughter, and she wants to kill him because she didn't get attention as a child, while the other kid, I forgot his name, got attention. And so she's just super salty, super bitter about that. And she goes to kill him. She fails. She leaves. And now it's just Yuichi and the Elder versus White Death, while Brad Pitt and Lemon try to stop the train, or at least try to start the train. And while Brad Pitt is trying to distract them, he figures out that the reason why White Death is doing all this, why he hired all these people, and the reason is because White Death is actually a guy from Minagishi, like one of the Minagishi clans in this world, and Minagishi was actually a guy in the Yakuza, and Yuichi's father, the Elder, was in that clan as well, and he knew that White Death was not a good person. You should not trifle with him. But Minagishi still went around and found out. And lo and behold, White Death betrayed every one of them, and he left the Elder alive. So he also went to go kill his family, and he killed his wife, but he didn't kill Yuichi, and so that's why Yuichi's still alive. And the Elder now swore vengeance against what's his face, and that's why he's on this train. So he was bound to go on the train. Like White Death didn't plan for him, but he didn't care anyways, because the goal was to get all these assassins on the train. So number one, actually the prince wasn't accounted for, so she kind of derailed some of the stuff on there, but it doesn't matter because it is what it is. But the people that were needed on the train were the Hornet, Lemon, and Tangerine, and Carver. Carver. So remember that. And the Hornet was basically because she poisoned the cardiovascular surgeon that was working on White Death's wife, who got into a car accident. And the reason why she got into a car accident was because Carver ran into her, and she got assassinated by him. And the reason why she was going out anyways was because she was going to get her son, because he was in jail, and she was going to post his bail. So that's why his son was on her, because he wanted to kill him as well. And the reason why White Death wasn't there for his wife was because Tangerine and Lemon were in Bolivia, and they caused a huge incident in Bolivia. Like so many people died. Like it's mentioned all throughout the movie, so it's super important. But yeah, that's why he went out. He wasn't there, and since Carver was supposed to be on this mission, we also find out that Carver's Ryan Reynolds, and he only showed up for one scene, so I thought that was really funny. But yeah, so Brad Pitt was the one who replaced him, and it was like, oh shoot, I'm not Carver. Why are you trying to kill me if I'm not Carver? What are you doing? And it's just super funny to me that he's just like that unlucky, because Ladybug has that super mean streak of bad luck, like all throughout this entire movie. Like he's just super unlucky. But yeah, they the suitcase was rigged by the prince to explode, So they actually get sent back flying into the train once they try to open it, and now it's just craziness. So the train's going wild. It derails. Yuichi and what's his face, the Elder are fighting White Death. They almost manage to kill him before the train stops and crashes into Kyoto. You have Lemon and Ladybug, who are what's it called, trying to stop the train, but they're not really successful because it crashes into Kyoto. And Lemon actually jumps off of the train because somebody was going to tackle Ladybug, and they actually apologize to each other. Lemon's just like, "I'm sorry, I shot you twice," and then uh, Ladybug is just like, "I'm sorry, I killed your brother," and he's like, "Dang, it's all right. Don't worry, because I have a new brother." And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "No, no." Like what? It was dumb funny though. It was super funny. But yeah, so he's gone, and then it's just Ladybug, uh, Yuichi, and the Elder, and White Death on the train, along with the Prince. And the train crashes. Everybody gets out, and White Death is about to go kill Ladybug, and he's just like, "I'm going to kill you. I need somebody to kill because Carver isn't here." And he's like, "Dog, I am not Carver. Please let me go. Why are you gonna try to kill me? Like, what is this?" And then Yuichi and the Elder stop him. They kill him, and what's it called? The prince is still alive. So she's like, "Now, finally, I am the new White Death. Me. I will reign with an iron fist." And then she gets ran over by a truck of tangerines. So it's like, oh shoot, wow, what poetic justice, huh? What poetic justice. So Yuichi and them are just like, "Oh shoot, well, nice to see you, man. We'll be going. Nice, to, oh, we'll be seeing you, Ladybug." And it's just a nice ending for those two. You have oh, what's this girl's name? Maria, who was actually Ladybug's handler, who was there throughout the whole movie, and she's just like, "Oh, hey, I'm here to pick you up," and he's just like, "Wow, that's the nicest thing you've ever done for me." And they're walking back to her car, and it gets hit by a telephone pole, so they can't use it anymore. And I was just like, "Oh, well, I guess we're walking," and that's the end of the movie. But let me tell you, like, I'm being super reductive, like genuinely super reductive. So go watch this movie. Like I genuinely enjoyed this movie so much. And even though I spoiled a lot of the plot twists, please just go watch it regardless. It's such a fun movie to see what's really happening. Because I missed a lot of the plot points, like a lot of the scenes, a lot of the funny scenes. Like it's such a good movie. Please go give it a watch. Like I'm not doing it any justice. It's an 8 out of 10, but it's still worth the watch no matter how I feel about it. It's such a funny movie. It's such a clever movie. It's so creative. It's smart. Story is amazing. The characters are funny. They're cute. They're clever. Well, not cute. No, they're clever. It's just man, it's a good show. Jolly good show. Like on some pops, bro. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me for now. I really enjoyed this movie. It's an 8 out of 10. I'll see you on the next video. Also, Brad Pitt, for me watching this movie, like, well, for me, this being the first movie I've ever seen from him, it was a good movie. I generally enjoyed it. I wonder if he has any more like that. But yeah, I'll be seeing you on the next video. Peace.